absolutely rapt to have you on. And how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel all right.
Yeah. You would have felt better 20 years ago. You're feeling pretty good now.
I still feel good, but yeah, 20 years would be good.
That's the only undefeated man, isn't it? Father Time.
Yes, yeah.
So, how you've just born a cowboy? Obviously, your father's been running bulls and running broncs for a long time.
Yeah, we grew up in it. Dad dad started contracting and breeding in '69, which would be 55 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, wow.
Um, yeah, we grew up in it, and just sort of as kids started riding and just progressed, and when we finished riding and that, we always had a hold in the running of events and that. So yeah, it's been a good years, I guess. But he probably would have achieved a lot more if we would have went to work. But anyway,
So your your father's lived off rodeo like since he started, or
uh, no, probably not. Like he had a job as well.
yeah,
Um, he managed place at Mumbana and that for a long time, and then grew into the rodeo side of things.
so
Yeah.
he was never born in a rodeo.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
His dad and that road.
yeah, wow.
So yeah, it goes back a little way.
So you're third generation cowboy then, rodeo cowboy.
As far as that goes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And so your great grandfather, oh no, your grandfather, he was riding
Pop
in the tent shows.
pop and that. Well, I don't know whether he done the tent shows and that,
Yeah,
but yeah. And then he got into his trotters and that, and
yeah.
yeah, just sort of in a different way. But yeah, no.
So what was your dad's chosen events in rodeo?
Pretty much steer wrestling, saddle bronc.
Yeah,
He rode a lot of bulls and that. Yeah, but I think steer wrestling and saddle bronc probably were his main events.
yeah.
Yeah,
And he was like your biggest sort of coach as you sort of started riding bulls and broncs, because you a lot of people nowadays don't realize, but you used to ride a lot of broncs too when you.
yeah. Back when we were into it, yeah, I didn't mind bronc riding. Yeah, no, dad started us,
Yeah,
and then we're lucky enough that there's a lot of young cowboys come down and practiced and that from Melbourne and all that, and Grant Searchfield, Andy Gay, them guys come down and they were a big influence on us,
yeah,
especially Grant. He was a great bull rider himself, and he passed it on to us.
yeah,
And yeah, and then later on down the track, like Grant moved on to Queensland, and Eddie Fisher come along. He bought a place down there and spent a lot of time with Eddie. I was a little bit more grown up then,
yeah,
so he'd come down to practice and like we'd just run the bulls in. We'd buck bloody 6 or 8 each,
yeah.
just between the two of us, like with no helpers. And so yeah, that was really good. Fish really made things simple, and yeah, and
Because I found that with you, like, because obviously I started riding and you've been a big help in my career, and it's only because you keep it really simple. Like the way you talk about it, it's like making a sandwich, and that's a lot of people can relate to it because so many people want to overcomplicate such a simple
yeah,
sort.
it's not really a hard job,
Yeah,
and simply you keep it, the easier it is.
yeah,
And yeah, I think a lot of people complicate it, and it gets mixed up in your head and that, and
yeah,
yeah, and then you end up sort of buddy. Yeah, I just sort of keep it as simple as I can, and
yeah,
yeah, go from
and
there.
and that's your biggest thing is just trying to like crunch it all down and just back to basics.
It's very basic.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no nothing involved in it. It's just basic stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, even if you're going from an 80-point bull to an 88-point bull, the actions don't change.
Well, you probably find that your 90-point bulls are the better ones to ride,
Yeah,
the easier.
yeah,
Where you'll have your 80-point bulls are going to be a little bit sort of harder to get by.
yeah.
But you get tapped on them real good ones. They're the easy ones because
And
all they want to do is buck.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they'll just come up underneath you, and as long
definitely.
as you're sitting tall and doing your job, then the
That's
rest
it.
will take care of itself.
As a rule.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what year did you win the Australian title?
90. Good question. 97.
97. Yeah.
Hope. Yeah, pretty sure it's 97.
And was that the best year you had, or just drew the best?
No, I had a lot of good years.
Yeah.
Had a lot of really good years. Ducked out on the last bulls and that a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that's life. But
And ducked out, explain that for a lot of people not being in the scene, what ducked out means.
Just sort of bucked off your last bull or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Or one through the pattern, but yeah, that's the way life rolls.
Yeah.
And bloody no, over I rode bulls for 22 years.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
enjoyed every year of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you see a big difference in the way rodeo is now compared to when you were doing it?
Yeah, a little bit, like back when we were kids starting, like there was a good crew of cowboys, like tight knit,
Yeah.
lived together, like it was all family. And yeah, and you just don't really see that real tight knit stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
But in saying that, we travelled together for a whole year together,
Yeah.
every year. Like you're all together as like another family.
And I know a lot of the times you're telling me that you have $1,000 bull ride in Queensland, and 5 years will just load in the truck and take off, and
Yeah.
and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't about money.
Yeah.
It was about going to another rodeo.
Yeah.
And
It's about the lifestyle
and back then, if somebody was prepared to put $1,000 up, well, then you go support them.
yeah.
Yeah. And
And what were entry fees back then? Like, if you were riding for $1,000,
oh, gee whiz. I guess might have been $50 or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's still a bit of money.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It still costs, but when you won it was there.
Yeah,
Got a paycheck, and I don't think as being a young fella it really mattered how
yeah.
much it was, as long as you got some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you only rodeoed in Australia, or you've been overseas a fair bit?
Yeah. I went and I done 3 visits to Canada and the States,
Yeah.
and went to Brazil once. Yeah, so I've had a good look about.
How was Brazil?
Yeah, different.
Different.
Different when you can't talk their language. It's a bit hard to order a sandwich. But
Did you ride at Barretos?
no,
No.
Presidente Prudente
Yeah.
we went to. Yeah, and then I could have went there, but I was already booked to come home to do Mount Isa,
Yeah.
so I'll come home. So yeah, but no, it was an eye opener, definitely.
Was the people good, if you could understand them?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
more than helpful and friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't talk our language.
Because I spent a bit of time with Rubens over in the States, and you wouldn't find a nicer bunch of people. Like the
Yeah, no.
Brazilians, the way they just take anyone in, and
Yeah, really good people. Just got to find one that can talk English.
speak a bit of English. How different is it for, like, because I know back you fellas, like, how long did you go? Sam was telling me you went like 15 bulls straight, never bucked off and never got a check. Like
Yeah.
the competition was so tough back
Yeah,
then.
that was back in the CBR days.
Yeah.
That's when everybody, it's when actually bull riding joined together,
Yeah.
and all them people out of all them different associations, they come together, and you're on, like, realistically, you hardly knew anyone.
Yeah. Wow.
There's that many new guys in there because everyone just kept to their own associations.
Yeah.
And when it all come together, holy dooly. Yeah, it's some pretty good bull riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing to ever happen to Australia.
And the CBR is what the PBR is for us
Yes,
now.
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and they structured it the same with like getting the best bulls from the contractors and bringing
Yeah.
them all together.
Well, Dad, he even used to go. I remember, but he left. Him and Frank Biddle used to travel together, and they went as far as Townsville
Yeah. Wow.
and back. They just every week they just hop here to there, and yeah, it's the greatest thing to ever happen as far as bull riding happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sort of obviously just led into the PBR, and now everything's just grown. Since
Yeah,
then.
well, they sort of done it the right way, and they brought Tough and them guys out, and
yeah.
and it was a real eye opener to the whole of Australia.
Yeah.
And then you got Troy himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're up against some pretty good men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find like once Troy? What year did Troy win the world?
98.
98. So the year after you won the Australian title.
Yeah.
Did you find a big shift in the public, like really supporting events and getting behind it once we had a countryman that won a world?
I think it's it all helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, and Troy he puts himself out there to help everyone in that, and
Yeah.
keeps it all going. And he's a real good guy with young guys coming up.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
always doing schools and that, and it's just what this country needs. Everyone's got to stick their hand up and
Yeah.
help out. Otherwise, yeah, you know what happens if you got no one coming up.
And like yous are doing big things in your area. I know yous practice twice a week generally, and
Yeah, we run a lot of kids through home, and that's the biggest point is that, well, it's our business to run rodeos,
yeah,
and if you can't fulfill your product,
yeah,
well, that it's going to fold. So we keep kids coming through all the time, and they're loyal back to us. They
Yeah.
come and do our events and
Mm.
that, and yeah, it all works out.
And is that what you'd owe to the camaraderie at your shows? Because it's different to a lot of other shows. Like once I go to your shows, the feeling is different. It's
Yeah,
everybody really like pitches in, and obviously it's a fully family run. Like the boys are the judges, and use contracts and the bulls, and everybody's sort of really
Yeah.
tight knit.
yeah, it is. It's very family involved.
Yeah.
Which is the way it was meant to be, and it's finally come to that.
Yeah.
And the boys that are coming to compete and that, they're all part of the deal as well.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's left out,
Yeah.
and they're all appreciated, and that's the way it is. That's the only way it can be.
Yeah.
With
Definitely.
ours, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feeling at your shows is not like anywhere else. It's really good. Like you have built something pretty special in the end.
Yeah, well, Mum and Dad have been working at it for 55 years.
Yeah.
So
you'd hope you figure it out.
yeah,
sooner or
and
later.
it's all come to a head for them, and it's all working out, and
Yeah.
and it's where it should be, and hopefully it stays there for another 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got your boys coming through, and Sam's doing big things in rodeo now. So
Yeah, he's kicking along not too bad. So
when he listens.
yeah, well, you can't tell him too much now.
He's probably too similar to you then, is he?
No, Completely different. Too much of his mother and him.
Well, you chose her.
Yeah, I guess I got to wear that one.
How is it? Like, I was speaking to Rick Rowland, and I said, "How is it now that Dan's entering rodeos, and obviously he's cutting the bulls to it?" And he goes, "It made him just have it really fair. He wouldn't cut them eliminators and that. He really tidied up his pen, and he wanted just good bulls, like just nice and fair that everyone can win on."
Yeah.
And did you have that with like certain stuff you're bringing now that your kids are coming through, or you kept that from the start?
No, we always tried to have a cowboy pen
Yeah,
the whole time through. Like, I, I don't know. I've always been a cowboy.
yeah,
Like, even though on a contract, I've always been a cowboy, and I think that way.
yeah,
So I would sooner have just a bunch of good spinners,
yeah,
get them rode, and don't worry me if they ride them all.
yeah,
You know, just get them done,
Mm.
and it makes it a lot better for the crowd and
yeah,
everything else. And yeah, people aren't going to keep coming back if you keep throwing everyone off.
yeah.
Like, it gets a little bit boring.
And a lot of the public don't see the difference between 80 points and 89.
No,
Like if they
The-
see someone kick out there and get around there and get after it, that's as good as a 90-point bull ride to a lot of the public. Like just because they're not around it, it's you have to be in the sport to see the different bits and pieces that
Yeah.
actually make a bull ride 90 points to 80
I
points.
think all the crowd need to see is a ride,
Yeah.
getting boys over the line,
Mm.
and yeah, and they'll come back and watch it every day of the week.
Yeah.
But you keep throwing them off,
Yeah. People
not-
get sick of
they're not going to come back.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only way I see it. Like, it's nice to have outstanding bulls that buck the town down and that, but you also got to look after your crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's some of the best bulls that you've had over the years?
We've had a lot of really good bulls. Probably too many to name.
Well, what's your personal favorite, like over the years? Either one you've owned or one you've got on.
No, well, I look at I look back in '77. Dad won Buck and Bull of the Year with Good Night.
Yeah.
Grey Brindle, awesome bull. But in saying that, he had an awesome pen too.
Yeah.
Like, there was probably 12 others that could have
taken
almost
that title.
could
the same
almost
year.
lined up. Yeah, and then we chuffed down the line a little bit. Then he won Buck and Bull with Evil Dead.
Yeah.
He was a good solid bull.
Yeah.
Wild Thing, he won it with him. But yeah, there's a lot of bulls in the mix that were outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
What was, had you been on all them bulls or?
Yeah, Not Good Night is a bit early for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been strong on him at 9-year-old. Yeah,
He
no,
would have had a chance of
not
throwing you
on
off.
Evil Dead, Wild Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all good bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely held their own. Hold their own anywhere.
Yeah.
And he's always been known for his breeding, Dad.
Yeah.
He's got 55 years in it.
Yeah.
And pretty much he would reap 90% of his calves that do buck.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, you don't get rid of too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And you've started breeding your own, like separate to him, or just working in together?
I have got a little mob there that I fiddle with.
Yeah.
They're okay. Yeah, but to go back to Dad's blood, yeah, I'm a long way off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't make that ground up.
They've got 55 years ahead of you.
2. I'm wearing him down. Nah, his cows are exceptional, buddy. Yeah.
Looking back through your career, what would be your favourite bull ride you ever made?
He
Not
was
the highest points, just in the situation. What you thought was the
probably
best?
probably in '86. I was 18 years old. Went to Mount Isa and had Fireball,
Yeah,
Peter Gills. Um, yeah, it was a big ask, but got him done.
yeah,
And yeah, I think as a kid, it was probably
huge ask. Yeah,
big highlight. I won Mount Isa that year, and yeah, buddy, that one sticks out a little bit.
yeah,
And I got along pretty good with that bull actually. Like I drew him another time, probably might have been a year later,
yeah,
and really good again. Yeah, just sort of fitted me.
yeah.
So yeah, whereas a lot of other guys had trouble, but no, he sort of felt like fun to me.
How did, like, obviously being 18, drawing a bull like him? How was your sort of mindset going into it? Is that what sort of helped you ride a bull like that, like the mindset you had
Yeah, well,
compared to other guys building him up to something that probably,
yeah, I don't know. Like he threw a lot of guys off. He probably threw. Gee whiz, he might have threw 80% of the guys off that got on him.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I was just a kid that didn't think he could be thrown off,
yeah.
and yeah,
So you had that confidence even first time in Mount Isa being that young,
yeah,
and you could still, like, just back yourself and just get after it
yeah,
instead of letting everything get to you.
yeah, yeah. No, just buddy, I was there. You might as well give it all you got
Yeah.
and have a crack. But,
And do you owe a lot of that sort of mindset to your success, or
oh,
you
definitely.
obviously put a lot of work in behind that too?
I used to get on a lot of bulls.
Yeah,
I rode a lot of bulls through the week.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think that helped more than anything.
mm,
Um, yeah, yeah. Like I was never a gym man.
yeah,
Didn't like lifting weights and that, lift panels and that. That's no
yeah,
drama. But no, I just sort of got on bulls, and there'd
yeah,
be nothing for me to hop on 30 bulls in a week.
yeah,
And
yeah. Wow.
I thought, well, that's doing what it's got to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it goes back to that saying, I don't work out, I just work.
Yeah, yeah,
So that was sort of your gym routine, was lifting panels and going to work.
yeah. I'd go set the arena up and whatever else, and then just buck bulls.
Is you got the same amount of shows nowadays as what you used to, or has it changed a bit?
Probably more.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's increased. Yeah,
And are you pretty impressed with the amount of money that's floating around in Australia now compared to when you were riding bulls?
yeah. I was born in the wrong era. Yeah, I wish I was getting on now. But anyway, buddy, Spud and Brandy would say the same.
Yeah, yeah. They were your two travelling partners.
Yeah, we as kids,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, sort of buddy messed around together.
yeah,
Um, yeah, no, it was they were good crew, real good crew.
yeah,
Still, still best of mates now.
yeah.
Yeah,
And all like well, I know Brandy has gone on to breeding bulls and
yeah,
contracting and
yeah. No, he's got a good little thing happening there. He's got two good boys and a girl
yeah.
that are really involved in it,
Mm.
and yeah, it's it's good. It's good to see them all stay in the business, and
That'd be a pretty cool feeling, like seeing your boys and then one of your good traveling partners' kids
yeah,
still intertwined there. They're all mates, and yous were good mates. And
yeah, they swap and change with houses. Like Brandy's house will be full of my kids, and then my house full of his. Just happens. We get,
Depends where the good weather is.
yeah, no, apparently not down here. Nah, they're a good bunch of people, and yeah, buddy, always been good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the biggest advice you'd give to a young fella like getting on bulls?
Come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start them right.
Yeah.
Get them right. It's no good going straight to a radio.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't bust them kids.
Yeah.
You bust them, they just walk away.
Yeah.
Start them with something that's gonna get them a good feel and that, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's our future. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
kill off cowboys, then there's no point having the best bulls in the country if no one's going to get on them.
Exactly right.
Mm.
You got to cater to what you got.
Yeah.
Is what you got to do.
When you were coaching Sam, was it the same as how you're coaching a kid that's just come to the ranch? And
Yeah, no one's any different.
yeah,
Give them the same
same
start 'em.
advice.
Yeah, and it's up to them then.
Yeah.
Yeah, get them going, get some confidence in them.
Yeah.
The main thing is getting them over the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start believing, and way to go.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And have you seen a big boost in rodeo in the last few years? How just popular it's gotten, and it's really started grabbing gears again.
Crowd wise is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, massive crowds, which is good. Helps the committees out. They're making a little bit of money, and
Yeah.
they can afford to go again. Yeah, the crowds down here have been unbelievable.
Because I see like old photos and videos of the 90s, and that seemed like a real good era in Australia for rodeo.
Yes, it was.
Like the crowds were huge, and
Yeah,
like
and
they're on TV.
the talent was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is another big thing. You must sell it.
Yeah.
Must be good what they come to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, but it's happening. So
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
You're pretty happy with the direction that rodeo and bull riding's going in Australia?
I think it'll get there and peak again.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of good young boys coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the teams deals that they're starting to do with the PBR? Do you like the concept of, because I know you played a lot of football and you played team sports even when you were rodeoing.
Yeah.
Do you like the idea of the team sport deals?
Well, I never ever minded it because it's sort of like it with Origin.
Yeah.
You're a team.
Yeah.
So you all get together.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't mind it. It's,
Yeah.
It brings everyone together, and it sort of makes you fight for. You're not only on your own; you're
Yeah.
fighting for the whole team.
Yeah, if you're not just letting yourself down, it's the whole crew.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So it's yeah, it's good. It's good to watch
Yeah.
because it normally comes down to one or two bulls
Yeah.
to work it out.
Mm.
Yeah,
And I find it's good too, them fellas that might just be on the cusp of being on the built for tough, get picked up by teams, bit of coaching around the right guys. And like that Marcus Mass that was for the Outlaws, he was just outside and then got picked up and then did a whole season in the built for tough and really just found his gears. Like it changed his whole career.
yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. It just gives you another window.
Yeah.
And you get a few boys behind you and that, and then all of a sudden, bang, away you go.
Just changes everything.
Yeah. It's all about building each other. Like, I know when I radioed, we had a really good crew.
Yeah.
There's probably 5 or 6 of us, but all had each other's back, positive, bang, like helping. And
Yeah.
everyone just kept moving. Like, even if you got bucked off 2 jumps out, they'd say, whew, you just started that one good.
Yeah.
Like, there's always a positive.
Yeah.
And that'd always happen, and it just grow and grow and grow, and you just kept the whole mob rolling.
Yeah.
some days you'd have no money.
Yeah.
Someone like you made chop out. Next week you'd be chopping someone else out.
Yeah.
Like we all just worked. It's just a
Took
family.
care of each
Yeah,
other and
yeah. Everyone got along.
yeah.
No one missed out.
Yeah.
Everybody just kept rolling along.
And that's the only way you sort of you back to your success, that definitely was a big factor of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it-
Really good mates, and everyone had each other's back,
Yeah.
and just unbelievable. And I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah.
If I was going to radio again, I'd go straight back with them same guys
Yeah. Exactly
and
how
do
you
exactly
did
the
it.
same thing.
Yeah. So around your era would have been Chainsaw, or was
Yes,
that at the
yeah.
end of his era?
No,
No.
we're in it. I was actually his first trip. What was that? It might have been Cootamundra.
Yeah.
I reckon. I had a feeling Troy got on him there
Yeah.
and
Wow.
slapped him.
Yeah.
He's pretty wild, out of line, and he's only a young bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I reckon Troy slapped him. He rode him, but he slapped him. And that's the first time I ever seen him.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Were you pretty impressed when you seen him?
Probably not so much there.
Yeah.
Because he was
So
just
young and wild.
really Western and that.
Yeah.
But then he worked his deal out.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And and then he did get the bucking.
Did you get on him?
Yeah, I probably had 8 trips on him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because I know Brandy got on him 13 times. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Brandy was like a magnet to him. Yeah, no, I reckon I might have had 8 trips on him.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different for left-handers,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I don't know. I reckon I went from 1.5 to probably 7, but only 7 a couple of times.
So you're never able to finally find his number though?
No,
No.
I never ever got to get him done, but
Yeah.
them boys that did, it was good viewing.
Yeah.
Troy rode him good.
Yeah.
Troy could really wait on him, and he's just sort of rode him like Troy does. Like,
Yeah.
You're not going to throw him off.
Nah. And just over and dominate.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, he rides really good, and buddy, yeah, no,
When were you there? Because there's that famous photo of Chainsaw and Brandy at Kyabram, I think, where it's like he's full folded on the
no,
side.
that'd be at Burndall.
Oh, is that Burndall?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the finals.
Were you there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
How was that in person?
yeah. No, it's buddy. It happens a bit quicker than the photo. I think he let go.
So, what's you're pretty happy with the way Sam's career's going, and
Yeah, he's working it out.
yeah,
He'll just keep pegging away. He does everything right, so
yeah,
it's only a matter of bloody staying fit, really.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll tick away.
Do you find it hard? Like, obviously, you had your career, and then you're trying to help Sam where you can in his career to not sort of like push too hard on, this is the way that I did it, or you just let him sort of do his thing.
You really can't tell Sam too much. He already
That's
knows.
going back to his mother, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, no, he already knows a fair bit of it, but no, he does. He does often ring
Yeah,
and ask, and that. I don't know. All I can tell you is just go back to basics.
yeah.
When you're having trouble, go back to basics.
And you'll watch through his videos and
Yeah,
try
he sends them, and if he's struggling, I'll just tell him come home.
yeah,
Come home for the week. I'll put him on bulls,
yeah,
and then send him back up.
yeah,
You know, if he can come home and get on 8 or 10 practice bulls,
yeah,
go back up, that's like 8 or 10 rodeos.
Yeah.
Like that's 8 or 10 weeks.
Yeah.
He's done that in 1 week,
Yeah.
and then he goes up there and just starts afresh.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do. And like I'd be in the middle of Queensland and have a rough patch. I'd just come home, run the
And-
bulls in, get on them. I'll be back up there that weekend for the next one.
Yeah.
And feeling good, got it all worked out. Good to
And-
go.
So you, Ron, your dad, did the same thing for you. Like if you ever felt it rough, you'd just fly home. He'd run bulls in for you.
He had them in there. We
Yeah.
always had bulls.
Yeah.
We're never short on bulls. If you want bulls run in, they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone tells me you're pretty handy on the broncs. You rode bareback or saddle bronc?
No, I only rode saddle bronc.
Saddle bronc, yeah.
Bareback scared me. Steve Hilton, I got on a couple and I said, Eddie, go off that hanging up. And he goes, just be shit scared of it. He said it'll never happen. I still remember that. It's like it's right in stone.
Did you make finals with the saddle bronc or you sort
Yeah.
of? Yeah.
Yeah. We went to the finals a few times riding broncs.
Yeah. Did you ever win the all round doing the 2 rough stock events or?
Oh, probably at Omeo or Buchan or somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had dog a steer for that.
Yeah, you did do the steer wrestling too, eh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you had to work both ends.
Yeah.
It's better than getting on a bareback horse. Especially up there.
No, well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on, Jack, and thank you. I know you weren't too keen on doing it, but it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. No, good.
Awesome, Jack. I'll see you next time.
Good on you, mate.